It's your girl, Hungry Mama Me. How are you tonight? It's real good to be here with you. Let's see if you can see what I'm eating. I don't know. I'm in a little bit of a different spot, so hopefully I know what I'll do. There we go. You can see it now. We got a little bit on a hill. So how is everyone doing tonight? We're good here. This is a curry, and what I have here is I just baked a couple potatoes, and I put a little bit of seasoning on top of my potatoes, you know, my hot spice that I eat, and I'm gonna put the curry right on top. I am putting up the recipe for how I made the curry, and yeah, that's about it. And look who's in the house, Tapatia. You guys know, he's always here at dinner time. Yes, he is. Let me show you what we're having. Oh, looky there. Doesn't that look good? So what we have is the lentils, and I used coconut milk, but light coconut milk. And I've never really used light coconut milk before. I'm not a big fan of it, but we'll see. I'll tell you in about a minute how it tastes. So the lentils, the coconut milk, oh looky there. Nice, right? Did you take a bite? Go ahead. But you know the deal, the rest is for me. Yeah, it gets a plus. It's very, very good. Very tasty. And you know, if you're saying, yeah, but you put coconut milk in it and now it's fatty, you know, every now and then you gotta have a little fat. You have to have it for your hair, for your skin. So I put coconut milk, I put lentils, onions, garlic, garden tomatoes from my garden. And then at the very end, and then you know, of course, all the traditional spices for curry. But then at the very end, I added some peas. And it is really very, very tasty. I mean, you can get rice, put it over rice. You can just eat it like this if you'd like. But I decided I wanted to have something with it. And you know the deal with the water. Poland Springs, it's frozen and it's ready to drink. All right. So I had Nino last night and Bella. And I don't know what I was doing something in the kitchen, and I have, I guess it's about 15 gallon. It's like a 15-gallon fish tank, and I have 3 fish in there. And the baby comes out and says to me, he was in the bedroom with Bella. They were watching. He likes to get on my bed and he likes to watch videos. He watches YouTube, usually the learning videos. Bella was with him, and then he comes out and he says to me, you know, he calls me Hun Hun. He says, Hun Hun, I fed the fish. I said, you fed the fish? And he said, yeah. I said, how much did you give them? He said, well, you know. So I said, oh my goodness. And I had like one of the biggest containers that you can get for goldfish. They're only goldfish. But I've had them for a while now, and they're growing, and, you know, they've become a part of the family. So anyway, I said, where was Bella? And he said, Bella's sleeping. Well, what Bella was doing was watching her video, and she had turned away from the baby. And she figured he was doing the same thing. You know how kids get real intense into the video or movie, or, you know, they see nothing else around them. Well, that's where Bella was. She was hypnotized by whatever she was watching. So when I looked at the fish tank, he had poured the whole entire jar of fish food. And I was panicking. I was like, they're gonna die. They won't survive in this. So I had to start taking out all the water. Of course, by hand. I don't have any other way to get the water out. So, meanwhile, I'm going to tell you what happened. I normally don't give him anything real sweet. Like, if I'm giving him juice, I only give him a very little. Then I put in sparkling water to make like a spritzer. Ice cream, I never give him like full ice cream. I give him low sugar, or, you know, I try to always make sure that he doesn't get too much of the sugar. Well, we went to the store yesterday, and there's like these little Dixie cups, and I said to Bella when we were in there, I said, Bella, get yourself a treat. So she got herself this Dixie cup. You probably have seen them. They're Friendly's ice cream cups, and they do sundaes, and, you know, they're sundaes or ice cream cake, whatever. So she says, can I get Nino one? Nino's gonna want one. I said, okay, but make sure, look at it, and make sure you get him the one that has the least sugar and stuff. So she did. But it was still enough to just send him in to a fury. He went crazy with this ice cream after he ate it. You know how kids get extremely hyper? Well, that's how he gets. They like lose their mind. They do things they shouldn't be doing. So anyway, because he's not a bad boy. He's really not. Oh, he's a little ornery. They all are. But not doing these kind of things. He never. But I think he thought he was doing good too by feeding the fish. Because I truthfully have allowed him to feed the fish before, when I'm in the room. So, anyway, I'm trying to, container by container, take out the water. And he's on a big one. He's running around. He's going crazy. Bella's trying to keep him calm. But I wanted to get the fish done because I was afraid they would die. I was afraid they'd eat themselves to death. So, two minutes later, well, anyway, what I did was I had a container and I took the fish out and I put them in a container with the water. And 5 minutes after I did that, I heard Bella screaming at Nino, so I go running in there and he took her phone and threw it in with the fish. Oh, my goodness. Luckily, I have this great big thing of rice. Sometimes you can save cell phones, sometimes you can't. So we ran it real quick and we threw it into the bottom of the rice. I guess it's about maybe 10 pounds of rice, maybe more. So threw it in the bottom of the rice, and luckily today, when she took it from the rice, it was working. How it survived that, I will never know, but it did. So, that was our adventure for last night. And then as soon as the sugar started wearing off of him, he was fine. So you learn your lesson real quick, I try to always be careful with what I give him. They seem to outgrow that because I can remember all our kids, my kids, my daughter's kids, being very sensitive to sugars, that it hypes them right up, and I think most kids are. But then they hit an age, like maybe 6, 7, maybe 7 or 8, where their body's able to tolerate a little bit more sugar and they don't get hyped up like they did when they were younger. Even caffeine, like soda that's caffeined. Try not to give the kids too much soda as it is. I don't give them any normally. But if we do give them as a treat a soda, never with caffeine. But now Mia, who is 12, she can now handle the caffeine. So, I guess it depends on the body weight, on how they absorb the sugars, the caffeine, all that. But if you're a mommy, don't give your children sugar or caffeine. It makes them crazy. And it's not just, I don't think our children, they all react like that. So no new news on my travels. I did start out a couple videos ago talking to you about preparing to start my travels. And I'm kind of stuck in a situation, you know, that I care for my aunt, but not only that, I'm looking for a van or a small RV. I don't want anything big. Maybe 19 or 20 foot is the most that I would even consider. I don't want to buy anything brand new, because I certainly don't want to finance. And then when I'm out on the road, I have to worry about paying monthly charges. I don't want any kind of payment when I'm out there. I want to be free of most of my debt. When you're out on the road, you're living on a very limited income. Whatever income you have or whatever you have saved. Maybe you have a little money in the bank or whatever. So you don't want to hit the road and have loans and things that you have to pay. It's just not feasible. So you try to buy something that's in your price range, but also that's going to be what you think is reliable for you. And so far, I haven't seen anything. I went and looked at one box truck, which I was thinking about maybe getting it and converting it. And I took my brother-in-law with me to go look at it. And once I got there, first off, my brother-in-law said to me, I don't think this is a good idea. He said, having to convert the whole box truck. Now, a lot of people do that. A lot of people. But for me, I would have to because I don't know anything about electricity, and you want electricity to be running in your truck or whatever you have. There's going to be a lot of building that would have to go on. I would have to hire an electrician, a carpenter. I want some running water if I possibly can. You want to have a toilet, or you want to have, some water to throw on your face when you need to. And he said, no, this is not a good idea. This is going to be more problems than it's worth for you. He said, keep looking and see if you can't get yourself a little RV or something that's already at least started as something that you can live in, so you don't have to do every single thing. So I think, after I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, that's probably true. I mean, I have time where I could work on it and do different things, but I'm not a builder. I'm not an electrician. I could certainly try, but I don't want to get out on the road and be thousands of miles from home and hundreds of miles from any place, because you want to go into, you boondock, so you want to go in the forest, where no one is around you, and you break down, you're in trouble. So I don't want to do that. I want to try to have something that's reliable. So we'll see. I I've been looking. I do a lot of looking on Craigslist. I don't want to buy from a dealer because you know what dealers do. They mark them way up here so they can get their money out of it. So I don't want to do that. Craigslist is normally really good to find cars and RVs, vans, different things like that. And I've been looking on that every single day. And so far, nothing. But I'm sure when something comes along right, I'll know it. And not only that, this is summertime. We're getting to the end of summertime now. This is the time where people will be, if they're deciding to sell, they'll put them up for sale. And if they've been holding on to them, maybe they'll start dropping prices. So this is my idea of, the best time to find what I'm looking for. But don't worry, as soon as I find something, you guys will be the first to know. And if I go look at anything, I'll take you guys along. My food is ice cold now. But I did start explaining that a couple days ago, and then I went in a totally different direction when I was telling you about taking care of aging people, how really hard it is, how demanding, how you have no life whatsoever. So I hope to soon be on the road and showing you many, many adventures. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, guys, we're almost done. I'm not going to finish up these potatoes. My curry was very, very good. Yes, it was. Like I said, I'm going to put up the recipe for you if you want to make curry. And it's easy, it's quick. I used the yellow lentils. These take longer to cook. For this curry, I really should have went with the orange ones. They cook up in, a snap. But that would be my advice to you if you're going to make curry. Use those little orange ones if you're in a hurry. Anyway, my friends, it's time to end this mukbang. I definitely appreciate you coming and joining me for my dinner. And thank you for allowing me into your home. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment. Don't forget to hit that little bell right there. Give it a little ring-a-ding-ding so you get all my notifications and become a part of our notification family. Also, in my description box, you'll find my Instagram, you'll find my Twitter, and my P.O. box. Write me a line. Until I see you tomorrow, God bless.